I mean, eventually we'll be able to put more in the Rhineland. Plus, this is going to give us more steel output, which I do like the idea of. And the Palatinate would be a huge buff to steel output, as would Lower Silesia. I think we'll do the Palatinate after. So, that's enough production for now. Military factories. I'm going to get rid of all aircraft production. Although, actually, before we do that, what tier aircraft are we? We're actually on 1936. We have got modern aircraft, with the exception of the heavy fighters. We are going to need... Do we need carrier planes? Dreadnought, fast battleship, carrier. Cruiser, destroyer. So, yes. We have a carrier. And here we have 3 carriers. They're all quite small carriers, though. These are like the cruiser carriers, not the heavy carriers. We do have the 26, 30? I don't know exactly when that would be. Carrier, and then also the same level. So we do need a couple of carrier aircraft, but not a lot. Tactical bombers I'm going to turn off for now. Close air support we will stay with. Light tanks I'm going to turn off. Fighter ones we definitely want. So we're going to go with fighters and close air support as a low priority. How many factories do we still have? 6. In that case, I'm just going to increase the number of fighters we're getting. And then dockyards. We have no dockyards in use at all at the moment. We have a fair amount of convoy capacity. Part of the question will be... we'll have to sort out our fleets. Krupp does not give Peki 1 and 2. What do you mean by that? Oh, these. Oh, it requires both, so this is just Mauser. Gotcha. So it's basically... Siemens gives you 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 versus 3 versus 2. Okay, now I'm swinging back towards Siemens, because 7 factories against 2 is a lot. I don't really care about 100% artillery research, I care about industrial output. Okay, so we can reduce Holstein by 2 and Palatinate by 2. We're going to go Siemens. Because really the difference is 5% industrial tech and 5% military factory construction speed. And where was the other one? It's Palatinate and Holstein, which I don't think we're doing anything with anyway. No. We can add it though. It's probably a bad sign this mod's the only thing considering me to get man the guns. I mean, Kaiserreich is worth getting. Hearts of Iron is worth getting just for Kaiserreich. Is it a Kaiserreich thing, or do you not get resources in vanilla anymore as well? You do. I'm pretty sure you do here too. We'll need to keep an eye on that, but I'm fairly sure you do. Right, Panzer Factory. Where is that? Oh, this. Light tank production cost, heavy tank production cost. It's only for a year. See, I don't like timed bonuses like this. Irrelevant to me. No, I'm going to go for just the beastly economy. And we're also going to get state of the economy so that we can start working on experimental research and then subsidies for Siemens. It's good, really. The industry is humming along. The grain is coming in from the eastern member states of the Reichspakt. Many citizens have work to looking up for the Kaiserreich, and it seems like nothing will be able to stop the golden age of the late Reichskundler Tirpitz. Ooh, and that's only a 35-day. Nice. I'm sure nothing bad's about to happen. Absolutely nothing. Oh, good grief. We have a lot of different types of ships here. Ah! I like my navies, but this is a bit much. Don't care about experimental. Don't care about interwar or converted. Don't care about Weltkrieg, pre-Weltkrieg, or interwar. Interwar, Weltkrieg, pre-Weltkrieg, interwar. These ships are ancient. Okay, this has lightened the load a little bit. And will also allow us to hopefully do a couple of upgrades. That's more manageable. These are all improved hulls. Yes. Well, the thing which we are almost always short on is destroyers. So I think I'm just going to build a bunch of destroyers initially. Which I think is this bad boy. Please tell me you're not a mine layer. For a torpedo boat, you have crappy engines, which could be heavily upgraded. Let me think about this for a moment. Engines are quite substantially more expensive. They do make you go faster. Speed's not necessarily important. Anti-air probably is, because I do know that the Union of Britain starts with, I think, 3 carriers and possibly more. And you're a destroyer. Your job is not doing damage. Quite a lot quicker with that. Nah. Yeah, I think we're just going to pump out a couple of those light ships. We'll get 2 sets of those for now. And I want you to put them into Holstein. No, Rostock. Oldenburg, that works. Wait. Yeah, that's Wilhelmshaven. Where's Oldenburg? Where is Oldenburg? Oh, Wilhelmshaven is Oldenburg. Okay. Even though on the map it says Wilhelmshaven, that's what was confusing me, because I know Oldenburg's here. Screw it, we'll put you in Danzig, and we can put you out from there. Okay. I think we've reached that moment. Building destroyers for escorting convoys, yes, and also hunting submarines. Although they're not sub-hunters, are they? Yet. Can we get sonar? Destroyers. Smoke reactor, hydrophones. Yes, they could have hydrophones. And I would very much like them to have hydrophones. This is going to be the... Alright, it's time to start naming things. What class of ship is this going to be? This is going to be slot 3, this is going to be Hoyger, no, KRger. And this is going to be the... Actually, it's quite a cool name. The Chase class. I can't save this because I have no experience. Never mind. Alright, we'll just build a couple of those and eventually we'll come back and call them the Chase. I want to be a general if possible. You would be an army. You can't rename officers, unfortunately. I'll remove the Chase. Let me just... Okay. Sure. Just got my paperwork ready. Because, you know, we're Germany. We're the very model of efficiency now. With Middle Africa still possessing the rights to administer our colonies in Middle Africa, our newly gained holdings there should be transferred to their control. Djibouti becomes theirs. Fine. We are very nearly out of fuel. Okay. We gain 2,100. We are using 8,100. But that's because all of my ships are currently moving. Right? Or have they stopped? A large number of them have stopped. It's a lot of level 3 cruisers. Oh no, these are destroyers. This is a long frickin' list. You're still on the way. Yeah, okay, so we are going to run out of fuel. And our ships will be, like, somewhere in the middle of the ocean somewhere. The assassination of President Kerensky. Kerensky has been shot and killed while on the way to the Senate. The assailant was taken down by the police, and the goals and the intentions of the attacker were unknown. Despite his massive unpopularity among the Russian people due to botched land reform and ineffective rule, Kerensky was nevertheless able to hold the country together for years, and his death has thrown Russia into chaos. The senators are already discussing a possible replacement to Kerensky. Now, coalitions are being formed, both between the left and the right, while military men like Denikin, the awesome Wrangel, and Kornilov are just one step away from intervening to dissolve democracy and save Mother Russia. Constitution of the German Kaiserreich. After the crushing defeat of the Second French Empire by forces of the North German Federation, our constitution was signed in 1871 by representatives of the Federation of the 4 other states in southern Germany. The new constitutional framework integrated the southern states into the Prussian-led federation, thus giving the enlarged entity a new identity as the Deutsches Reich. According to the constitution, the empire is a federation of 25 German states. The title of Presidium, or Federation President, was held by the King of Prussia, a figure now invested with the title of Emperor of Germany. The Emperor directly appoints the Chancellor, the head of the government, and the chairman of the Bundesrat, the Council of Representatives in the German states. Laws are enacted both by the Bundesrat and the Reichstag, the lower house Imperial Diet, elected by male Germans above the age of 25 years. With an option to dissolve the Reichstag on a whim, it's clear that the main political power in the German Empire actually rests not in the Reichstag, elected by the people, but in the hands of the non-elected German Emperor. Another issue is the Prussian three-class voting system, which has remained mostly unchanged since 1849. Over 60 years after the founding of the Kaiserreich, the Liberals and the Social Democrats are growing increasingly disgruntled with the status quo, and our constitution may need revision soon to help us weather the upcoming turbulence. A constitution guarantees stability at the very least. And... oh, no, we didn't run out of oil. We're actually gaining oil. I guess another big chunk of our fleet just arrived. There it is. Still waiting for these two. What about the subs? Are they all here? Yes, okay. So we have all of the submarines. All 105 of them. So, let's take a look at our possible commanders. We have quite a few. We'll determine that in just a moment. First of all, we need to create a new task force. Composition editor. This is going to comprise of 10 submarines. And it's going to be called, weirdly enough, Submarines. And we're going to build that. And then I think we're going to do another one. Which is also going to be Submarine. Oops. That interface has changed slightly. And I think I want about 10 of these. And by about 10 I mean I want 10 of these. Navy, Navy, Navy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do. You know what? Actually, I know that's a bit of a waste of time. Gonna merge those again, because what I actually want to do is I want to split out the tier 2s. And you lot are going to be your own sub-fleet. Now the reason I'm doing this is because these guys are going to be slower than the tier 3s and also more easily spotted. So these are going to be the old subs. But you are still going to adhere to submarine template for when it comes to reinforcement. Now all of these... nope, we have more tier 2s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. New task force. You are also going to adhere to the submarines template. Oh, that's a new one. New template. Submarines, okay. Okay, I wasn't intending to do this entirely manually. Never mind. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. New template. Whoops. I just gave that whole fleet a new template, I think. Oh, no I didn't. We're good. Yeah, we're good. Okay, so we actually have a lot of these old subs. Blimey. We have an awful lot of them. Okay. So what would actually have been smarter is splitting out the new ones and creating a new sub-fleet with those guys. Maybe not. We have about the same number of each now. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. New task force. Submarines. Okay. And then there's just a couple of old ones, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Task force. Submarines. And then you have 25. Well, let's just make this one a mixed one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're only going to be using the new ones for reinforcements. Once the old ones are dead, they're dead. We're not replacing them. Screwed that up. That button. That button. Submarines. Okay. And then you are reserve subs. And this is exactly the number of ships that one admiral can command. Or number of fleets an admiral commands. We've got Raider, who's an Ironsides. Reuter, Superior Tactician, Ironsides. Dönitz, who's a Seawolf Silent Hunter. So Dönitz was probably going to be the best choice for this. Although actually, Lothar von Arnholt de la something is also a Seawolf. And has slightly better stats by 1 point. Same level, actually. No, this is going to be Dönitz in charge of that. And then the main fleet is going to be someone else, but we'll work that out at that time. Okay. Right, we have no manpower, so as soon as these ships are built, they're just going to sit there. So build me one. And then start working on the others, I guess. We'll need to do that manually. That's something I had forgotten about. Oh, still on the way. How far away? Getting close. Then once you're in place, we can start the really fun work of trying to work out what fleet composition we actually want. And then we can start thinking about if we want to start drilling any of these guys and actually get some fleet experience going. In fact... Alright, we're going to get 2 of these old model ships and we're not going to build any more. And what we're actually going to do is we're going to start getting convoys. Until we have enough experience to upgrade the destroyers so they have sonar so we can actually hunt down British submarines. Right, I think we're all here. Yeah, we are! The Totalist Charter. Mussolini, Valois, Beria and other interested parties arrived in Birmingham tonight to discuss their common ground. It has been agreed that Marxism, Sorelianism and national syndicalism all share basic principles of the state's primacy in the socialist struggle, the role of the national identity within the state and the importance of a strong central authority to preserve and build socialism. The Charter also claims the socialist state is the final stage of human development and that democracy is not necessary to achieve socialism. These statements have drawn great criticisms from other socialist factions who give it the name Totalism, as a play on the totalitarianist socialism, which has been eagerly accepted by Mosley, who added it to the manifesto's name, attributing it to the total commitment to socialism. Total commitment. Totalism. Right. Wait. We have some tier 5 dreadnoughts? Wow, okay. I will admit I was not expecting that. It would be these. But they're still improved dreadnought hulls. Right? It says improved dreadnought hull. But it's listed as a level 5. Is that just lying? I think that's just lying. Okay, so we should probably see what the difference is between the different ship classes. So we have the Panzerschiffs, fast battleships, and then the dreadnoughts. Max range of the dreadnought is about the same as everyone. Fast ship is slower. Dreadnoughts have huge amounts of armor compared to the others. The Panzerschiffs actually have very little armor. Fuel usage of the big ships is obviously very, very high. Fast battleships have no light pierce capacity whatsoever. They have guns almost as good as the heavy dreadnoughts. In fact, the heavy cruisers have no heavy pierce at all. So heavy cruisers are really just advanced cruisers. Fast battleships are significantly cheaper than dreadnoughts. Yeah, dreads are quite slow. So fast battleships could potentially be in chase fleets, and also fleets that need to cover a large surface area. Dreadnoughts are probably the ones that we want around the English Channel. The fast battleships probably elsewhere, with potentially some Panzerschiffs acting as like a bit of a screen, although they're definitely not going to be as effective screens as the destroyers and light cruisers. Which is what these two bad boys are. So light cruisers are quite a lot more expensive. More than double. They don't have any armor. In fact, our cruisers suck. Although these are just the hulls, these aren't actually with the weapons attached, I think. Light cruisers go a lot further. So light cruisers would be more use in the Pacific, but again we are in smaller areas, so these guys. Light destroyers. Or other just destroyers. I'm trying to think if we're actually going to need force projection fleets or not. Do we have, for example, Gibraltar? No, Gibraltar is Spanish. We do, however, have the Maghreb. And then also Western Africa is not theirs. Yeah, okay, so Morocco is ours. Casablanca is one of our ports. So we do have a way of protecting the Atlantic. We have a port right here. So that's going to be very important for that. And right now all of our trade is flowing into Oldenburg. So protecting the English Channel, Eastern North Sea, Bay of Biscay, well, not necessarily Biscay and Iberian coast, though probably. So this is going to be an extremely important port. Okay.